Hello students, today we are going to learn a topic about official language. What is official language? An official language, also called the state language, it is a language given a special status in a particular country, state or other jurisdiction. See page number 175, official language. Part 17 of the Constitution deals with the official language in Articles 343 to 351. Its provisions are divided into four heads, namely language of the Union, regional languages, language of the judiciary, and texts of laws and special directives. Explanation. Part 17 of the Constitution of India, Article 343 to 351, makes elaborate provisions dealing with the official languages of the Republic of India. Its provisions are divided into four heads, namely Language of the Union. Explanation. Article 343 1 of the Constitution provides that Hindi is Devanagari script shall be the official language of the Union. Article 343 2 who provided for the continuing the uses of English in official work of the Union for a period of 15 years for the date of commencement of the Constitution. Second one, regional languages. Explanation. Article 345 subjected to the provisions of Article 346 and 347, the legislature of the state may by law adapt any one or more than one language in use in the state or Hindi as a language or languages to be used for all or any of the official purpose of the state, provided that until the legislature of the state otherwise provides by law, the English language shall continue to be used for those official purposes within the states for which it was being used immediately before the commencement of this constitution. Third one, language of the judiciary. Explanation. Language of the judiciary. Article 348 1 of the Constitution of India provides that all proceeding in the Supreme Court and in every High Court shall be in English language until Parliament by law otherwise provides. And fourth one, taxes of laws and special directives. Explanation. Indian Constitution deals with special directives intended to protect the interest of the minority in terms of language. Article 350 provides that a person can subject a representative of the readjustal of his grievances in any language of the Union or state, no matter to which officer of the Union state. It shall be adjusted to Article 350A, issued a directive to the state and the local authorities with its limits to make an endowment to provide adequate facility for the instruction in the mother tongue at the primary stage of education to children belonging to the linguistic minority groups. Article 350B provides a directive for the appointment of a special officer by the President for linguistic minorities to investigate matters relating to safeguards to which the linguistic minorities are entitled as per the Constitution prevention. Article 351 provides for the development and promotion of Hindi language as a medium of expression for the composite cultures of India and to draw vocabulary for Sanskrit and other languages. See book page number 175. The first language committee was appointed in 1955. It submitted its report in 1956. As a follow-up for the report, Parliament enacted the Official Language Act 1963. The Act laid down that even after 15 years, English may continue to be used along with Hindi for an official purpose of the Union and also for official purposes of the Union and also for transaction of business in Parliament. Again, through the Official Languages Amendment Act 1967, it was provided that the uses of the English could continue indefinitely. The Constitution also permitted certain regional languages to be The constitution also permitted certain regional languages to be used for intra-state official transactions. Initially, the constitution recognized 14 regional languages which were included in the English schedule. At present, 22 languages are recognized. Explanation. Article 343 of the Indian Constitution stated that the official language of the Union is Hindi in Devanagari script. Instead of the extant English, later a constitutional amendment, the Official Language Act 1963, allowed for the continuation of English alongside. Hindi is the Indian government independently and until legislation decided to change it. The form of numbers to be used from the official purpose of the Union are the international form of Indian numbers. Despite the misconceptions, Hindi is not the national language of India. The Constitution of India does not give any language the status of national language. The first official language commission was appointed in 1955 with B.G. Garg as chief as chairman, and he submitted its report in 1956, which was presented to Parliament in 1957 and examined by a joint parliamentary committee. The English schedule to the Indian Constitution containing a list of 22 scheduled languages via Assami, Bengali, Dora, Boda, Dorgi, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Kongarni, Maithili, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Odisha, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Santali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. The list had originally 14 languages only. See book page number 175. Do you know? In 2004, the Government of India decided to create new category of languages called as classical languages. So far, the 6 languages are guaranteed the classical languages status, namely Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Odisha. Tamil 2004, Sanskrit 2005, Telugu 2008, Kannada 2008, Malayalam 2013, and Odisha 2014. Emergency preventions. The central government has been vested with extraordinary powers to deal with the conditions of emergency. 3 types of emergencies are invested in the Constitution. Explanation. National Emergency. Article 353. The Indian Constitution gives President the authority to declare 3 types of emergencies: national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. National Emergency. Article 352. The President under Article 352 are declared emergency if he is satisfied that India's security is threatened due to war or external aggression or armed rebellion, or if there is an imminent danger or threat. When a national emergency is declared on the ground of war or external aggression, it is known as external emergency. On the other hand, when it is declared on the ground of armed rebellion, it is known as internal emergency. This type of emergency has been declared 3 times so far in 1962, 1971, and 1975. Explanation. National Emergency. Article 352. If the President is satisfied that 3 exceed Article 352. If the President is satisfied that there exceeds a grave situation wherein the security of the country is threatened on the grounds of war, external aggression, or armed rebellion, he can be proclaimed emergency to be the affected emergency, can be declared over the complete territory of India or any part of that. President can declare emergency only on the written advice of the cabinet. A special majority is required to approve an emergency resolution. Once approved, emergency shall operate for a maximum period of not more than 6 months. See book page number 176. State Emergency. Article 356. Under Article 356, the President can declare an emergency in a state if the Governor reported that a situation has arisen under the government of the state cannot be carried and the occurrence with the provisions of the Constitution. The continuance of such as emergency beyond 1 year is possible only if emergency under Article 352 are in operation or the Election Commission certified that there are difficulties in holding assembly elections. Maximum duration of the emergency can be 3 years. In this kind of emergency, the states lose much of their autonomous in legislative and executive matters. After such an announcement, state legislature is suspended and the state is governed by the governor on behalf of the president. For the first time, the president's rule was imposed in Punjab in 1951. Explanation and state emergency. An emergency due to the failure of the constitutional machinery in the state. Article 356. This is popularly known as presidential rule. It is also known as state emergency or constitutional emergency. President can declare emergency either by the report of governor or himself is satisfied that the situation is such that the emergency has to be imposed. But that times President may declare emergency when a report is not received from the governor. Maximum duration of the emergency can be 3 years. In this kind of emergency, the states lose much of their autonomous in legislative and executive matter. An executive state government is dismissed and the executive power of the state is exercised by the center. And legislative state legislative does not function to legislate. State legislature assemblies either suspended or dissolved. And financial relations, there is no impact on the distribution of financial resources between the central and the state. Page number 176. Financial emergency. Article 360. Article 360 authorizes the President to declare financial emergency if he is satisfied that the financial stability or credit of India or of any of its parts it is in danger. In this type of emergency, salary and allowances of any class of person serving state or union, including judiciary of the Supreme Court and the High Court, can be reduced by an order of the President. This type of emergency has not been declared in order in India so far. Financial emergency. The President under Article 360 of the Constitution has the power to declare financial emergency if he is satisfied that the financial stability or the credit of India or any part of its territory is threatened. It has to be laid before both the Houses of Parliament and ceases to operate at the expiration of 2 months unless meanwhile approval by the resolution of houses. During the operation of financial emergency, the executive authority of the union extended to the giving of direction to the state to observe certain specified canons or official properties and much such other directions that the President may find necessary. The directions may include a reduction of salaries or allowances of those serving our states, serving a state of all those in connection within the affairs of the Union, including judges of the High Court and Supreme Court. Page number 176. Amendment of the Constitution. The term amendment denotes change, improvement, and modification. Usually, this term is associated with one or more changes made in the constitution of a country. Article 368 of the Constitution in Part 20 deals with the powers of Parliament to amend the Constitution and its procedures. Explanation. Amending the Constitution of India is the process of making changes to the nation's fundamental law or supreme law. The procedure of the amendment is the Constitution is laid down in Part 20, Article 368 of the Constitution of India. The procedure ensures that the sanity of the Constitution of India and keeps a check on attributory power of the Parliament of India. Book page number 176. Procedure of amendment. An amendment of this constitution may be initiated only by the introduction of a bill for the purpose is either House of Parliament, and when the bill is passed in each house by the majority of the total membership of that house and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting. It shall be presented to the President who shall give his assent to the bill and or upon the constitutions shall stand amended in accordance with the terms of the bill. The constitution amendment can be brought about only by the parliament. State legislatures cannot initiate for any amendment of the constitution. Explanation. A bill in order to amended the constitution may be introduced by any house of the parliament and must be passed by each house by the majority of the total membership of that house and by a majority of not less than two-thirds of the members of that house who are presented and are voting. After being passed by both the houses, it shall be presented to the President and he shall give his assent to the bill. In this process, that Constitution is amended. Page number 176. Types of amendment. Article 368 provides for three ways of amendments, that is, by a special majority of Parliament and also through the ratification of half of the states by a simple majority. But some of other articles provide for the amendment of certain provisions of the Constitution by a simple majority of Parliament, that is, a majority of the members of each house present and voting, similarly to the ordinary legislative process. Notably, this amendment cannot deemed to be amendment of the Constitution for the purpose of Article 368. Therefore, the Constitution can be amendment in three ways. Explanation. Article 368 contains the provisions for the amendment of the Indian constitutions. The constitutions provide three ways for amendment. They are: first one, amendment by simple majority of the parliament. Explanation. Certain articles of the constitution can be amended by the simple majorities. Article 368 does not deal with this category of amendment. The following provisions require amendment by simple majority: citizenship, abolition or creation of legislative council is state, creation of local legislative or council of ministry or by both the certain concerned territories, admission or establishment in new states, use of English language is in the parliament, quorum of the parliament, delimitation of constitutional rules of procedure, 5th schedule and 6th schedule, etc. Second one, amendment by special majority of the parliament. Explanation. Article which require amendment by special majority come under the ambit of Article 368. The articles which require amendment by special majority shall be brought into effect by a majority of total members of each house of the parliament and by majority of not less than two-thirds of the members of that house who are presented and voting. It is the impeachment of the President under Article 61. Second, approval of the national emergency, etc. comes under this category. Third, the provisions which cannot be amended by the simple majority and which do not require ratification by state or amendment by the special majority. Third one, amendment by special majority of the parliament under the ratification of half of the state legislations. Explanation. Amendment by special majority and ratification by states. Some articles require amendment by special majority as well as ratification by not less than of the state legislature. The state have an important role in the amendment of their and their matters. The following provisions require ratifications by the state. First one, election of President, Article 54 and 55. Second, extent of executive power of the Union and State, Article 73 and 162. Third, article dealing with the judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court in the state and Union territories, Article 124 to 147, Article 214 to 231, Article 241. Next, distribution of the legislative powers between the state and the center, Article 245 to 255. Next, any of the list of 7th scheduled representative of the state in parliament for 4th scheduled Article 368 amendment. See book page number 177. Constitutional Reform Commissions. The National Commission to review the working of the Constitution was set up by the resolution of the Government of India in 2000, headed by M.N. Venkatachalaya. In April 2007, a three-member commission headed by the former Chief Justice of India M.M. Punji was set up by the then government to take a fresh look to relative roles and representation responsibilities of various levels of government and their interrelations. Explanation. NCRWC, the National Commission to Review the Working of the Constitution. It also known as Justice Manapalli Narayana Rao Venkatachalaya Commission was set up by a resolution of the NDA Government of India led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee on 23rd February 2000 for suggesting possible amendment to the Constitution of India. The Government of Indian Constitutional Commission and Centers and State Relations under the chairmanship of Justice Madan Mohan Punjai, former Chief Minister of India on 27th April 2007 to look into new issues of center-state relations, keeping in views the changes that have taken place in polity and economy of India. This commission had submitted its report in 2010 to the Home Ministers P. Chidambaram. Now I summarize the topic. Official language. An official language, also called a state language, it is a language given a special status in the particular country, state or other jurisdiction. Official language. Part 17 of the Constitution deal with the official language in Article 343 to 351. Its provisions are divided into four: language of the Union, regional language, language of the judiciary, and texts of laws and special directives. Emergency provisions. The Indian Constitution gives President the authority to declare the three types of emergencies: national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. National emergency. The President under Article 352 can declare emergency if he is satisfied the Indian security is threatened due to the war, external aggression, or armed rebellion, or if there is any immediate danger. State emergency. Under Article 356, the President can declare an emergency in a state if the Governor reported that a situation has arisen under which his government of the state cannot be carried and it is against with the provisions of the Constitution. Financial emergency. Article 360 authority the President to declare financial emergency if he is satisfied that the financial stability or credit of India or any of its part it is in danger. Amendment of the Constitution. The term amendment is associated with one or more changes made in the Constitution of a country. Article 368 of the Constitution in Part 20 deal with the powers of President, Parliament to amend the Constitution and its procedure. Types of amendment. Amendment by simple majority of the Parliament, amendment by special majority of the Parliament, amendment by special majority of the Parliament and the ratification of the state legislature. Constitutional Reform Commission. It was set up by the resolution of the Government of India in 2000 and 2007. Students, I hope you understood the topic. Click the below link and do the assignment. Thank you.